All right. Good morning, folks, and welcome in. Why am I on this screen here? What is going on? What the hell is happening? DPC left. There we go. What is going on? Hi. Hi. There we go. I have a mess going on in the studio this morning. I'm not sure what's happening, but my little screen switcher thing completely broke. It doesn't work at all, so I can't change views very easy without the mouse. So I don't know. I got wires everywhere. I was trying to fix it for the last half an hour. I can't figure it out. Anyway, when you take a week off, things go to hell in a handbasket, don't they? So good morning, everybody. Glad to see you all here again. I know we have it's been a while, right? It's been like a week or more since we've talked. So I got a couple things in mind to talk about today. It's Friday Follies, so we're going to have a little bit of fun later on, I think, but not as much crazy fun as usual. I'm just going to play a regular way today and show you something I was kind of mulling over the weekend. But anyway, let's get to it here. I got to sorry, it's me a pain in the ass while I do this. I got to switch to this. Hold on. I don't even know which one of these buttons does what anymore. Nope, that's wrong. That's wrong. There we go. All right. Wow. Sorry about that. It's going to be a mess this morning without my screen switcher. Anyway, let's remind ourselves where we are, and I think this is going to be actually interesting. When we talk, the dogs were streaming when I was gone for sure. No, I think a cord got stepped on, but it's funny because if you know, you know, right? These Elgato Stream Decks are great. This thing here, this little tool. You see how it's on like the little logo? I should see buttons that I can press, and it's getting power from the computer, but it's not getting anything else from the computer. I'm going to try and do a reboot when we get done, but I didn't have time. Anyway, too much tech talk. Remind yourselves, and I think again, this is going to be a good reminder or a good thing to kind of think about how my week in Vegas went. Having goals. Understanding your bankroll, understanding your appetite for risk, right? Identifying when opportunity arises, how am I going to play, where am I going to play, keeping my emotions in check, right? And having discipline. I'm going to tell you some Vegas stories in a few minutes about how I did in Vegas this week. And I want you to, I'm going to keep bringing it back, not to the screen, but to these ideas about goal, bankroll, risk, identification of opportunity, and how I played. Okay. All of that wrapped around some discipline. I lost discipline one time, and a couple things went bad for me, and other times, and I kept my emotions in check. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Let's go here, though. Come on. I got to keep this on screen to be able to do that. Oh, what a nightmare. All right, so we will do a little Vegas trip report. I will dive into the Horseman a little bit without putting the cart before the horse, so to speak. I know Joe was talking about horses on his last show, Trigger and what was the horse? Trigger was Roy Rogers' horse, and Silver was the Lone Ranger's horse, I guess, right? He just I don't know why they got taught. Oh, they were because the Lone Ranger theme came on Joe's show. Anyway, the Horseman did great in Vegas. For the most part, it did really, really well. We had one shitty session with it, but the rest of the time, it's the reason why we won. And I'll explain that to you here in a second. I had a really good week of work at Casino Quest. I spent Friday all day, Saturday all day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, almost all day Wednesday. They're working in the facility. We got some website work done. We got some planning done for Craps for the Cure, which I think you'll be excited to hear about. Dave and I are going to launch a new show, which is amazing. Yeah, it was really good. We actually settled in on a few things. And one of the things you'll find with Casino Quest Nexus, the original idea for Nexus was to bring all the Casino Quest properties kind of together into one. We're going to change that a little bit and just, a little inside baseball for you. We're going to go with Nexus will be the players only site. So all the things you need or want to know about whatever for craps, roulette, blackjack, all of it. How to deal the home game. He's got a separate dealer course for all the games to deal at home. So it's like a simplified course. You don't have to worry about order of operations and all the craziness that the casino does, all the game management stuff. So home dealer courses, things like the Horseman. I'm going to do another series on the Horseman, and I'll do like a 10 video series on how to play the Headless Horseman. Deep dives, right? Those will be like available as micro courses on that site. That site will have like its own Discord/Facebook community section that we can all kind of get into and chat. We'll do things like weekly webinars, not even a webinar, a weekly, we're calling them coaching sessions, but like basically the platform that we use has got like a Zoom thing built into it. So we're going to jump in once a week and Zoom with everybody. So come on in, hang out with us, and ask questions. It'll be me and David, or me and Alex, or David and Alex, or whoever's going to be there to like kind of live coach once a week in all the games. We'll have a craps version, a roulette specific one too. So that's coming very, very soon. So that's the Nexus, all the player stuff kind of in one spot. What used to be Patreon will now be moved over. So all the videos that you're paying $10 a month to watch extended videos, those will just be moved over to the new platform. So your experience will change as far as what you see, but not as far as what you experience. But good week over there. I actually got to go and attend and help with the craps course. They started a brand new craps dealer course on Monday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I watched David and Brian teach. And then when they broke off into practice time, the students were practicing the chip work and practicing payouts. And I kind of was like a TA at that point. I kind of went around and helped everybody out. So I got to watch them teach as though I was a student. And then I got to help them teach as though I was an assistant following the initial class. It was really cool. Great experience. Cool to integrate with the school and all that kind of stuff. So as far as Craps for the Cure goes, here's the update for this. I think you're going to like this. We're going to start. I'm going to have a meeting set up here next week with the team. So it's, me and Jen and Ian and everybody else. We're going to get together on a Zoom call, Jeff and Chris and Craig and Ryan, Brian, and talk about the plans for the event and plans for the charity. So I do have a call with Lori Sittner, who is our point of contact at Veterans Moving Forward today, actually, just to kind of finalize a couple things. But the plan is the weekend of my birthday. So it's going to be September 11th, 12th, 13th, that weekend in Vegas. It will be held at combination of Casino Quest and Palace Station. Palace is going to give us a 25% room discount for all of us. Anybody who comes is going to get that discount at Palace, which is cool. I couldn't get more, but we got 25 at least, which is good. If you have Palace points, they'll take that into consideration for you as well. We've got a bunch of really cool events planned. The normal things, but it's going to be less interview heavy this year, I think, than game heavy. We're going to do a lot more gaming, a lot more just having fun at the table together with the camera on top. A little bit more of interaction that way versus just me interviewing people for 17 hours, right? Because that's cool, but it gets boring. So we'll do a lot more just throwing the dice and talking and having a good time. So it'll be much more tuned for when you're there in person. It'll be good online, but it won't be great online. If that makes sense, right? It's going to be much more of an in-person experience, I think. Ahead of that too, we're going to be having a craps tournament, and I can't release the details yet, but it'll be big. Craps tournament will be running simulcasted through a few different venues. The finals will be at Craps for the Cure. So there'll be the final craps, the final rollout will be there. A lot like we did with the first year with Chiro and Chris, and the second year with D-Gen and Craig. The final table will be dealt by David, but we'll do it at Palace, right? And there'll be a nice prize for the winners there. So that's going to be great. This will be Friday Night Fight style leading up to that. When we get there, we'll do it at the casino, and it'll be the same thing as the last couple of years. We didn't do it last year, but the years before that, we'll do the same thing. We're just going to end it there at casino or at Palace. I think Palace is going to give us like a side room to do it there on site, which is kind of cool. And we're working through some private table stuff and that kind of thing. So I'm working on the private table, Mark. But the thing is, it's different than last year, right? Last year I tried to get us a private table and they said no. All the palaces said no. Couldn't get it done. Two reasons for that. One is it was NASCAR weekend, right? So I couldn't. There was just too busy to get a private table. And two, I tried to do it, and I tried to do it with Premier Casino Hosting. They have relationships with the casinos, but they aren't like this, right? David is like this with the casinos. David can make a phone call. We had the Nexus. We had the Bridge seminar last Saturday. 16 or so people there, and he's like, "Hey, do you guys want to play tonight?" And they're all like, "Yeah, let's go play." He made a phone call. Boom, private table. Like, okay, that was it. They just closed the table off and gave it to us, right? Just like that. David he has the juice to make that kind of thing happen. So we'll have some kind of a private scenario there for sure. So that's gonna happen there for sure. All right, we'll talk a little bit about DI here in a minute, and of course we'll play a little bit of craps. I can't do crapsy because of my stuff not working, but you get to watch me play. Wouldn't be a light going because I can't even turn the freaking light on without my little partner here to play with. Anyway, what else do I have to talk about with you? I almost certified in blackjack. I've been taking so what I'm doing, by the way, I know I'm bouncing around with Casino Quest. We're putting all these dealer courses together. So as a part of putting the courses together, I'm watching all the videos and I'm taking notes and all that stuff. So I've been taking the blackjack course as we go to get it ready and kind of giving them notes on like, hey, as a student, here's how the course felt, right? As well as putting the website together. Anyway, so I thought, let me go out there and certify. Let me see if I can't do an audition, a pre-audition in blackjack. And I failed because there were some things in the course that weren't covered that I just didn't know. But if you're interested, here's this, right? It's a big, long, see how long that list is? Can you see it? And it's hard to see. Long list. It's like 34 things to do that are part of just the blackjack certification process, right? Just to be a blackjack dealer. And it's all about, knowing the payments in 3 to 2 from $1 to $500, knowing the payments in 6 to 5 from 1 to 500. You got to have them on memory. The chip clean out, all the things, right? So there was parts of it that weren't covered, parts that I just wasn't ready for just yet. But anyway, I'm working on that. And the craps one is like 4 pages. There's like 60 or 90 things you got to do on the craps one to certify. They do a great job there. You guys got to know they do a freaking amazing job out there. So I think there's something else that I wanted to talk about. It'll come to me and we'll come back to it. But let's get into the stories here a little bit. I'm going to switch screens if I can find out how to do it. Hold on. Where's my browser screen? Can you see this? All right, there we go. Oh, that's the wrong camera though. This camera should be me, not that one. This should be camera A. Nope. What the hell? Camera B? No. Why is that not looking at me? Camera C? There it is. Okay, good. All right. Here's the lowdown. And again, let's frame this conversation, I guess, in goals, bankroll, and all that kind of stuff. Now, I'll tell you my personal situation, right? When I went out there, the day before I left, our car broke down. Now, my wife's car, she has a nice, basically brand new, it's like a 2018 or whatever, GMC Terrain diesel. Great car. We've had it for 5 years now, right? It's had a couple of big problems with it. Cars get in trouble. This car, we had an issue last week, 2 weeks ago, $1,500. It broke down again in Seattle on the way to the airport. Took it to the dealership, right? It's going to be $2,500. So I'm like, oh God, there goes my entire bankroll, right? Like what I was going to do in Vegas, I can't really do. We have this basically 4K in car bills that popped up, right? Plus, my work situation, right? Working with the Casino Quest, but I'm not full time. So money's not in my wheelhouse right now. My bankroll is very low, in other words. So I had to go out there and say, look, my goal is this. I have to survive. I got to survive Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with $1,000. I gave myself $1,000 the whole time, right? That was my bankroll. And, and 3 of those nights, which was going to be Saturday, Sunday, Monday. No, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Is that what it was? Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was at the Big AZ meetup. So Big AZ was in town with all 50-something people. We were out at Santa Fe Station for 3-hour sessions. I knew I had to make 3-hour sessions. 9 hours I had to survive at the table with a bunch of people, right? So here's my dilemma. I got $1,000. I got those 9 hours I have to do. The first night there, I knew I was going to meet Dan, and we met Mark Mad Hatter and a couple of other people hanging out at the table. And I'm like, how am I going to get through an entire week with $1,000, which is really all that I was left with after the car problems we had? I'm like, you know what? I'm not big bankroll anyway. I got to grind. Here's how it happened, right? And of course, the first night, I dropped $400. I had 3 good rolls, right? Over 10 rolls. There was a lot of horn numbers thrown. There was a lot of PSOs. The Horseman, though, got crushed that night. The first night out, I played the Horseman most of the night. But the problem was too many come out 7s. I got torched there. And the rolls that did happen, we either got buckshotted or I had Molly, the what do you call it? The combats were getting picked off by horn numbers in the come. It was not a good night. It just worked out upside down for me. Sometimes you get that, right? So I go out of the gate down $400 out of the $1,000 that I brought, and I'm like going, oh my God, what am I going to do, right? So get up in the morning and I'm like, hey, it's coffee run time. I got to make money, but I can't go to the table with $600, right? So I start grinding, right? So I go to the table, I go to the crapless bubble, right? And it's dollar minimums, drop into $75. I had an extra $75. And one thing you'll learn about me as we go through tonight, I don't like small money. Everything in my wallet, you should just don't tell anybody this. I carry only the hundreds, like the 25, the 37, whatever it is. I burn it in the bubble machines. So I played Bubble Craft with $75, and I doubled it up. Right, got 150. Like, cool, that's great. And then I went to work and all that kind of stuff. I didn't play anymore that day. I went to work on Thursday. It was a full day of work. I went to Casino Quest and we worked all day. I came back, I had work to do that night too. So it was like just a John kind of a day, right? A lot of website shit to do. So I didn't really play that night. The next morning though, I got up again, okay? And I did 2 coffee runs back to back the next morning on the 22nd, right? Again, I had $50. I put into the bubble because I remember I won 150, right? So I'd like, oh God, the $50 is killing me. I'll put the $50 in the bubble, right? And I played roulette, the automatic roll roulette, which I love that game, by the way. I played the dozens first, my dozen ladder that I show you all the time, and then I did the hopscotch, which is the red to the dozens plus a double street. And that thing is like a fucking ATM machine. I love that strategy. Anyway, so I go from 50 to 125. I made another $75, which was great. Then I went over and said, hey, let's take that $75, right? Let's go over to the regular crapless bubble again, burn the whole damn thing. So that was a zero-sum day. That was kind of a won money, lost money kind of a day. Whoopsie. But I still had some money left over, which was okay. Then Jennifer flew in. Josh's then flew in, and I went to the airport and picked her up. And then this is the next day. We go to TI. This was Friday, right? Friday or no, it was Sunday, I guess, Sunday morning. I picked her up. We go to the Treasure Island because Big AZ's meetup is supposed to start over there. We're supposed to go there and meet the first group at the stadium machine. The stadium machine's broken. So we were sitting there. We didn't know. We were waiting around, right? So we go to the bubble crafts machine that are next to the stadium machines over there, waiting for people to show up and kind of high five the folks as they walk by. And again, didn't make much money, $14 there, but put $100 in, just kind of sitting around, dinking around, and walked out with a little bit of money. Who cares, right? That meetup didn't happen because the stadium machines were broken. We drive down to Paris, jump in there, and we knew that we were on our way to AZ's meetup. It was about 4 or 5 o'clock, something like that. And our time at AZ's was at 9. Maybe it was a little later than that. I don't know. It doesn't matter what time it was. We only played for about an hour because Jen had to check in. We had eaten yet. So again, throw $100 in the bubble, up and down, win $10, right? As long as I'm up ahead, I'm fine. We got out of there. And on the bubbles, I'm playing simple. I'm literally doing like a 32 inside or 32 across or 22 inside. Hit, go to 4, hit, go to 3, hit, go to 2, and then run it out. That's what I did. Just grinder. And it worked, right? $14, $10. And again, the minute I get up on a bubble machine, like I get a little target. It's either going to be, if I go in for 100, I'm either going to win 50 or I'm going to lose the whole 100. That's how I'm looking at that. That one I was down. I think one of those I was down to like $15 and I grounded all the way back. I think twice I did that, right? I think I grounded. I think I was down really bad and come all the way back up to $10. I'm like out, right? It was fantastic. Then we go to Planet Hollywood. That's right. We did Paris, and then we walked over to Planet Hollywood. I don't know why we did that. Oh, I know, because I wanted to play Stadium, and I wanted to start the YOLO. So we walked from Paris to Planet, and there we got to the stadium area. There was people shooting, and that's where I started the YOLO videos. So I'm playing on Planet's thing, $100, right? And I'm playing all the people and doing the things, and of course I lost right away, right? You lose about $50 out of the gate. And then again, I grind, coming back. It was actually not bad. Ground all the way back. The problem was I did my YOLO first, right? I put the $64 in. I did a YOLO. What I did was actually, I went to the, backwards. We went and played Stadium. I won $64. So I was up 164. I cashed the ticket out, or like 165. Cash ticket out, go get the money, come back in, and now I've got $165. So what I did is I bought in for $65 to make a YOLO ticket. Lady goes up there. You guys probably saw the video. She goes, I go, here we go. This is the one, 64 across, sevens me out. Like the one throw I picked for her, she sevens out. So the YOLO goes to 0. I'm like, put the other $100 back in again, and now I'm playing, and I'm playing, and I was down to again 15 or $20, all the way back up to plus 170, cashed out, again got another $64 for YOLO, and I'm going back and forth, right? And I go back in for the $100, I win another $70 off the 100, and now I go YOLO. I did those two videos where I went from 64 to 78, 78 to 85, and then off we go. Left, went up to the shooting session for Big AZ. Now, the first night was fun. Now, again, you got to remember, I only have $1,000, right? So I go up there with $600, or what I bought them for 500, I think. And I got like a couple $100 in my pocket, maybe like 275 in my pocket. I'm like, God, this better go well. So I decided to play the Horseman all night, right? I'm going to play the Horseman all night. Like, I'm going to grind this thing out. Again, my goal is to survive, not to make money, right? I mean, I want to make money, but I got 3 hours tonight, 3 hours tomorrow, 3 hours the next day, and I got $700 and some in my pocket, whatever it was. I got to survive. Horseman it is. To the Horseman we ride. And it did great. Like, it literally helped me all the way through. So we're on here. We're on this one up here, by the way. This is the summary I'm reading right now. This one here. The table was slow. I only got the dice one time that whole night. Like, it started, I was at stick right. It started at stick left, and it went, all the way around. I got the dice one time, and of course it was a PSL, right? Didn't get anything good. But the horse was great. There was one guy that shot, I think, 24. He shot 24 rolls because Big AZ was given a special chip out if you got 25 or more on camera. The guy got 24. That was the best roll I saw all weekend, by the way. And I'm on the Horseman with him, so he eventually picked off my don't pass. I didn't get paid on the don't. The 3 come-bets took a minute to get paid, but they got paid, and they all went back out. So the 3 come-bets go up, all 3 hit, go out 64 across with him, and then I started running. So made money on him, $200. But because it was the Horseman and because he picked me off and because it was come-bets, took a long time. So I didn't really get out of that roll what I could have got out of that roll. And that's just because I was playing it. The best thing, though, was Hazel. So S.J. Young, you've seen him in Channel Time, his wife, Hazel, went on the last shooter of the night because they tell you, last shooter, she ends with 5 10s. Now, here's the funny thing about this. And I'll show you on the table kind of how it worked out. But I looked at my rack and I had my profit. I knew where I was going to be. I think it was even. I think I had $500, whatever it was. I had locked it up and I'm like, you know what? All I've got left is $40, right, to play with. And I had whatever was in my rack. I think I might have been down 100. I don't know what I was. And I'm like, I was kind of like here all night. And I'm like, I only got $40 left. I'm going to put the $40 out there. And I couldn't go inside. And as you know, I'm going to keep my rack black, right? So I'm going to color up only blacks if I can. So I had $40 left. And I'm like, $40 on the outside, right? So I got the 4 10, the 5 and 9, no 6 or 8. She goes off and rolls like 5 10s. Okay. And so at the station casino, it's an auto buy on the 10 at $10. So the first 10 for $1, you get your $20, which is fantastic. So I go from 10 to 30 right away, right? And I'm going to try and hammer this 10 to 30 right away. And then in the meantime, she hits like a 5 or a 9, right? And I go to $25. When the $35 9, when it's 25 hit for 35, I took the 2 nickels and went to the hard ways on the 4 and 10. So that roll happened. She had 2 of those that paid for the hard ways. Along the way, so I go from 10 to 30, right? She hits the 10 again, 30 to 75. So not a full press. And so I took money back, right? The $75, I end up getting back $15, which essentially pays for the 10 and almost the 4, right? Felt pretty good about that. She does something else. Another 10, it was a hard 10. So I was able to press the hard ways up to I think I had them at $20 each for the 4 and 10. And my 10 goes from 75 to 150, right? Another 10, hard. I take the hard way money. I make them both look like 50. I bring the rest into my rack. And the regular 10 goes to 250. So from 125 to 250, full press. And I'm like, she's on a heater. I'm going for it. But that was the point. So, or she hit the point next. So now the puck's off. And I'm like, damn it, I got all these hard ways out here. I got the big fat 10 out there. So I go into my memory banks. I go and I hear Ed Robinson in my ear going, hop it, hop it, hop it. So I hop, I throw a quarter out there, or I throw $15 out there, hop the 10s, 5 on the hard way, 10 on the easy way. come out 7, or it's the 7, so I lose it. And I'm like, man, I should do it again. I'll do it one more time. Same thing, 5 and 10, bang, hard 10. She hits a hard 10 on the come out. So my $5 bet pays. I'm like, woohoo, come on in. That's my rack. Now I'm up a couple $100. She sets a point and 7's out, right? But the hard 10 is what and I didn't get the big fat $50 hard way that I had in there. I didn't get the $250 to pay out. I was set up for like one more 10, and boy, we were going to go to the ceiling, or at least get some big profit. Anyway, I walk out of the table up to $100. It was great. Seeing all those 10s roll, hitting the hard way. The hopping 10 on the come out was fucking genius, man. I was like, Ed, you're my guy, right? It was so cool to get that. Anyway, that was that night. Then I go back to Palace, and the next morning, it's 10x multiplier day. So I sat at ETG roulette, the auto roulette play, because that thing cranks up points anyway. I played for an hour, just the hopscotch thing. That thing crushes. I have lost with it, but it wins so often. It's just such an easy. It's a great strategy. Anyway, I did that one, and I picked the double street. I picked was my birthday double street, like I do on the show here. 3 9s, or 2 9s and a 12, right? Beautiful. So that thing rocked, right? I won $100 and some on that one. It was great. So between the Hazel throw and that throw, I almost get back, right? What I lost. If you look at my running total here, you'll see that I end up getting back. I forgot about my morning run at Palace. I forgot to talk. Yeah, I had a couple of coffee runs at the table at Palace. I forgot about that one on the way to filming over here. So I won $175 on myself. I hit a tall. Which was kind of cool. I was down a little bit, hit a tall. So yes, if you look at my running total, I'm at, minus 400. I crawl back, I lose a little bit, I crawl back, crawled back again, go to Santa Fe, and after that nice run from Hazel, I'm down $25 for the weekend. I got $975 in my pocket. I'm like, hell yeah, baby, right? Then we come here, I make a little bit of money in the coffee run, okay? Then it's back to Santa Fe again, right? And look at this. What happened here? I go to the Horseman. Look at this note here. Come out of the gate with a $25 don't pass and a $5 horn high-yo. Shooter throws 5 horns in a row, right? I didn't parlay it. I pressed it. I went from 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 to 25, right? And I kept hitting and hitting. If I'd have parlayed it, I'd be retired right now. But again, short bankroll. I did stay in on it. I just didn't parlay it. But I ended up going up like $400 on that first shooter. Like literally the first got the gate. I'm like, woo, 400 and change up. You know what I did? I put the 600 that I bought in for off to the side along with $100, right? I played on the rest of that all night long. I literally horsemaned everybody else the entire way. Sometimes I would do 44 inside and do a little GM spin. I was doing horseman, GM spin, horseman, GM spin. When I threw, I would do the duck and cover strategy. Survived. We never caught a good roll. I did get 120 down on a 6 from Jay-Z, which was good. I played with next to Jay-Z almost the whole time. He did get my 6 to 90 or 120, and I hit the 6 one time. Everything else was bad. It was like 2 rolls, 3 rolls, 5 rolls, 2 rolls, 4 rolls. Jay-Z's big roll. That's how the night was. The Horseman totally kept me going, basically tied. There we go. So I'm going to show you today how I did the GM spin and stuff on that one. But I ended up walking out of there with the $100 that I locked up in the beginning, right? I had my bankroll, I locked the 100, I played on the rest. When the excess blew out, I was done. It was not a great night, but we survived. So that was another one. And again, now I'm up 250 for the weekend, and I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Back to Palace again. That was that next morning. Hold on, let me go get this out of the way so I can see what I'm doing here. I played a little bit at night. Let's see, what are we at here? This is the next day. That was a Santa Fe session. Okay, so this is the Palace morning session. I already talked about that. The next Santa Fe session, I lost $150. There was no rhythm. Pardon me. The Schwarzman didn't capitalize on the rolls that night. There was, again, come out 7s and that kind of stuff just got me that night. So I lost another 150. Now I'm back down to 229 in profit for the week. I go to Palace in the morning, on the way home. I got back that night. I was kind of pissed that we lost money. I took the 50 that I had left over, so I've cashed out 450. I took the 50 and went to Bubble, and I won a little bit of money on the multiplier, still in the same 10x multiplier. So again, I'm such a nerd with this shit, right? I come out there with 450. I can't go to sleep with the $50. I got to go play the $50, and I won, which was great. Then the last coffee run on Wednesday morning, I buy in for $500 at the table. I'm going to do a little bit of drawdown kind of thing. And I got another $165. Basically did good there. Now, the funny thing was, and we'll go back here and talk about, but yeah, my end of the week, I ended up winning 450. Okay, so I have almost, and again, the $56 goes to the dealers, right? So I ended up with an even $400 on that. I netted 456, but the final dealer tip was the $56 there at Palace. So that's my trip summary. Let me get back to the screen. I'll take a look at you guys again. Let's go back over here. Me with Keynote camera left. And are we still here? Did I put you all asleep yet? So that was it. Two good lessons there, right? Or two good things. Right? One was Hazel's the run of tens and going from 10 to 30 to 75 to 125 to 250. Right? That was fantastic. Getting all the tens paid, and then of course to come out hard 10 was fantastic. I wish in hindsight, I was up enough money. I wish I would have done 25. I wish I would have done 10 and 15 instead of 5 and 10. I should have done a quarter. I had 250 there and 50 over here on the hard ways. I should have done, because that's $300. I should have done $10 on the hard way. I would have won 300 instead of 150. Case Ross Rob. But that was cool. The horn come out parlay I think was great. I wish I wouldn't have lost the $400 the first night. That was the only real bummer of the week. But I'll tell you, I was scared. After that, I'm like, God, I got no money left. Here I am. I'm going to be Bubble Craps Johnny all week because I was not going to break discipline, right? I had tiny bankroll given the car problems that we had. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to change everything. I'm changing everything. My goal turns into survival, not making money. My bankroll we know is small. I chose the strategy, which was either GM spin or duck and cover, depending on who was shooting, and horseman that I knew was just going to last the whole time. And I just survived the entire time. Dan, I did not play Durango because I was in the nighttime session. So I made it through. Now, the interesting thing is every night at the tables, and I can't speak for everybody there, it looked to me like everybody lost money. I'm coloring up most of the nights in profit, right? I'm watching all the racks go down. I'm watching more money come in. I'm grinding. I am grinding, and it wasn't sexy, and it wasn't super fun to collect on those sevens when my friends are shooting, but I survived it, right? And again, if you go back to here. Let's go back a screen. 1 second. I'm going to go back here, right? You have to realize when you have a low bankroll, you cannot play the strategy you wish you could play. You just can't. When your goal is lasting for 12 hours, right? You cannot just go out there and blast 160 across unless you got a giant bankroll, right? And given that I had handcuffed myself on the way into town, I'm looking at this sheet in my head going, what am I going to do, right? That's what I decided to do. Heavy on the bubble, right? Heavy on some bubble roulette because I knew I could beat that game, and light on the tables. Just kind of grounded out. People like, whatever, odds working, all these guys get pissed off and you play that kind of stuff. I'm sorry, man. I had to survive. And I knew I had to be at the table, right? To be on the camera with the AZ crew. So it's one of those things, right? So this is what I did. And I kept my emotions in check. I never got pissed off. I never got too excited. Well, I did get happy when I hit the hard way. But honestly, I just kept it together the whole time. And Jen, my partner in crime, Jen, was over here next to me the entire time in my ear, right? Keeping me kind of in check. It was great, right? That's what you need sometimes when you're in that kind of situation. So it was great. Jen was a great hang all weekend. I love Jen, my bestie. We had a good time. We had great. I'll tell you what, and can I call you out, Jen? Say yes or no. I'm gonna call you out for something good. You're the Bubble Craps master, by the way. You'll love this story if you let me tell it. It's not the great story, but you just give me a big old yes or no, Jen. And let's see. I'm gonna go here. We're gonna talk about the throws in a minute, but we had some good times in the car. Jen says yes. Okay, good. We had good times in the car. Now you got to know this, everybody. I was talking to my wife about this last night. Actually, we were talking about, and I told you last week. I'm gonna get political here for a minute. I told you last night we have a family member who's done the whole disconnect from your family because you're evil conservatives thing, right? We've had that happen. Actually, in both my families. In here in Washington, my Jersey family, it happened too. And we don't all see the same way, which is fine, right? I think this country is better when we don't all see the same way. Like you have to have, like the genius of our republic is how they created it to be with conflict. It takes a coalition to get shit done. Shouldn't be easy to pass stuff, right? I love that about the US. I love that about Jen and some of my other friends. You know, I'm not going to call out other people's names because I haven't asked permission, but I had some great political, economic conversations throughout the week with people. And it was like talking to grownups again was awesome. Talking to grownups about this stuff and actually going, okay, what do you think? Oh, how do you think that works? Why do you? And getting like actual feedback on shit was fantastic. So our car rides were awesome. And Jen also educated me a little bit on investing her way, which was great. Like some of the best times I had in Vegas were not at the tables. It was just kind of hanging out and talking with Jen and talking with David and Alex and Dennis over at CQ. So it was awesome. All right, Vegas tossing, not good. What was interesting is this. Here's my daily dose of DI for you. And here's where the non-DI believer folks are going to jump out of their chair. So hold on, everybody. At Palace Station, I honestly felt like I was here. Like that table, the dealers are great. I love. It's kind of a break-in house, but the dealers there are awesome. Malachi, calling him out, he was great. That table feels like this table. Like it's the same size. When I'm at my stick right, it's everything looks the same to me. It just feels really good to me, right? I feel right at home there, and I threw well. I had 2 or 3 rolls in the teens. You know, I made money on myself. At the Palms, I did okay on that table. Whatever. I only shot a couple times, but it felt like home. It really did. Now at Santa Fe, I hated that table. For whatever reason, that table is a little bit cocked. It's like a little bit like not straight or something, right? It's something weird about it. The one dealer was what's her name? Angela? Angie? I forget. I think it was Angela. big hair. And she kind of leaned in a little bit, right? I felt like I was shooting around her. Like I had to lean in extra far and kind of do one of these things, right? That table, I only shot 4 times. All 4 basically at 2 straight PSO, set a point, 7 out. 2 times, set a point, 1 number, 7 out. Never felt good at that table. I just didn't like the length of it. The bounce was, whatever. And again, you're going to go DI, right? One table, I feel great. I shoot good. One table, I feel like I don't like this. It's the wrong weird vibe, and I shoot like hell. Granted, you're talking about 6, 7 shots, 6, 7 sessions. There's no data there to be had, right? It's just a feeling, and I did not like shooting there, and I shot poorly there. So that's my Vegas tossing was nothing to write home about. No big rolls by me. I did hit a tall for myself. It seems like at Palace, I hit a tall every time I shoot there. I actually shoot very well. That table and me are copacetic. But yeah, my shooting was nothing to write home about this weekend. I practiced so much going in there, and at the Santa Fe station table, it was just brutal, just not good for me at all. Matter of fact, nobody shot well on that table, but whatever. I'm not going to blame anything on it other than discomfort. I just did not like it, and wasn't shooting well. So whatever. That's my daily dose of DI. There's nothing to see here. Didn't shoot well. Even on myself, I didn't shoot well, which is so boring or so bad. But at Palace, I did great. Nobody saw it, of course, right? But at Palace, I shot really good. Dan and them saw me shoot at the Palms. I did okay. So yeah, it was good. All right, yeah, Angel was a sweet lady, but can't shoot around her. That's the problem. Is she was like leaning in, and her hair was huge, right? Angel or you're Angie, okay? And her hair, right? Anyway, whatever. I'm not going to make excuses. I'm just going to tell you that one table was not good, one table was really good, and for whatever reason, every single time at both places, I had the same experience. I feel good here, I don't feel good here, and the results were what they were. So, let's see. Yeah, we'll talk about better ways to invest. Yeah, Jen got me off the. I really want to pay my house off. Right, I'm a divergent topic here. I really want to pay the house off. I'm getting close to retirement. I want to get to 65, and I want to have no mortgage. Right. And Jen talked me off of that into another way of thinking, which was good. It was a good conversation. So maybe it's food for thought, right? All right, what else do we have to do? I have one more thing to talk about. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm going to go here. We're going to talk about the daily page. I'm not going to really play so much today, but I'm going to show you what I did. We're going to ride the goat a little bit. I'm going to show you how I played really quick over the weekend. The 2 strategies that I really used the most that worked out well when I was fully right side. And I'm going to show you how how I wanted to play. I played this way a little bit and didn't work out, but I believe this way has some merit to it. So let me go and I'll roll it out a little bit here in a second. So let's go to the other screen. Excuse me. And again, I got to find the button for it because I don't have it here. Table left box is what we want. There we go. Okay, so let's get this out the way. And again, I can't do the can't put the light on, so I'm sorry. It's going to be kind of not the greatest view shadow-wise, but here we go. First thing was this. When I was playing right side, again, as a low bankroll, you can't go anywhere, right? The problem with, and Gargo has talked about this too, when you're starting out with no bankroll and you're here, you're at 44 inside, right? You got no place to run to, right? I'll show you the other way that I played too, when I played on myself at Palace, that worked. Here, I got nowhere to go. Either the person gets a roll or I lose $44, right? There's nowhere for me to hide here. So when I was playing 44 in, it was all about the GM spin for me, right? And effectively what that was is this. We go, any number hits, it's $14, right? And you have to press the number up. So I would drop $1 for a 5 or a 9 and take it up to a quarter right away, right? First move, take one of those to a quarter. The 6 or 8, if they happen to hit, I'll show you what I did there. But here the 5 goes to a quarter, okay? When it hits, it's $35 and I'm back down to $10, like a quick double tap, right? What this does for me is if any number happens to repeat, I get back the $50, right? I'm out 44, I get back 50, I'm up $6 and I'm grinding. I did this on bubble craps quite a bit, actually. Bubble craps, this was really good for me. From $5, right? I take a $5 win, right? $6, take it to 10. The $10 hits, take it back to 5. I was doing that on the bubble almost the whole time, right? But that's GM spin. It's a double tap and you're back playing again, right? And let's say that I was here a lot. You'd have like the 5 and the 9 both other side. The 9 would be up like this, right? I've had them both up, right? If the 9 were to hit for $35, what I would do is I'd bring this back. The 9 goes to 10. I would take a quarter and grab the 4 and the 10 with it, and I'd be here, $30 in profit, right? That was my play. I'd get one to double tap, get my money out. The second double tap gets the 4 and 10, and I'm off to the races, right? That was kind of what I did right side most of the time. Most of the time, I would die right here. Almost every shooter crashed and burned right there. 2 hits and you were done, right? The guy next to me playing skill 66, right? He was winning $1 on every shooter because he would go, 66 to 88 to 44 and done, right? And we kept burning in the same spot. I was losing this if it didn't work out. That was GM spin. That worked out pretty well most of the time. Now on Hazel's roll, again, my rack looked like this. I had whatever I had. I think I had 500 and I think I had $400 in the rack. I think I had 440 in the rack is what I had. I had this. My rack looked like this. At 440, I bought it for $500. Whatever it was, right? I forget. It might have been here. I was down a little bit, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna at least walk with that. And I went outsides, right? Instead of breaking a black, I went outside. Instead of getting a 6 and 8, I didn't have the whites to do a 6 and 8, so I did the outside on her, and that's how I made that money. Again, a weird decision because of my OCD. I did not want to break a black or dip into. I wanted to color out an even number. So I went outsides. I had the 4 and 10 to start. Otherwise, I missed that whole roll. I would have missed her entire roll if it wasn't for having that weird bankroll. So then I got to thinking, right? And Jen and I were talking. Oh, let me show you something else. I'll show you what I was doing at Palace. When I made my paychecks at Palace, here's how I did that. On the table that I liked, right? Any number in here hits. Let's say it's the 5 for $35. It looks like 10, right? If the 9 hits for $35, it looks like 10. So one by one, I'm bringing them down, okay? Out for 110, in for 100. The 6 or 8 hits for $35, right? Bring it down, looks like 12. Now I got my money back. I'm in profit, and I wait it out, right? If once a number goes down to its minimum, I start the pressing rhythm, right? Once the 5 was down, if the 5 hit again, drop $1, go to 25, and start doing the double tap. I was basically going from here, double tapping down is what I never pressed this out to the ceiling. The 5 would go to 25 and back to 10. I just kind of keep collecting $50 on these numbers. If the 8 was here, and I leave it there. I leave it as pressed up. This is what I did in the mornings when I made my coffee runs at Palace. This is how I played. And the both times I did it, both numbers worked. Right, that comes down, goes to 12, and in both cases, here's my 110 basically. We'll call that 110, $100 in profit, and I'd walk right and let it happen and walk out. So that was my go-to on myself when I was comfortable at Palace. At the Santa Fe, when I had that heebie-jeebies, here's what I did at the Santa Fe. Right, I had a point of 9, or whatever the point was. It doesn't really matter. I had the insides. And I pulled this. I'm like, until I see myself shoot well, we're off for a roll, right? So I'd be off. I would have odds back there, which kind of sucked, and I'd have my ATS. And these would be off for a roll. I rolled a 10 or whatever, 7 out. So I lose this, but not all of that. So twice on myself, or all three times on myself. I was off for my first roll, and I never got burned on the inside. I burned my ATS money, but never burned the inside. All right. The next thing I want to show you is this. What I wanted to do, I was reviewing the rolls that happened. I'm like, there wasn't a lot of long rolls. There was a lot of repeat rolls. And I thought, what if we did this? And I'll do it for you at the $25 level. Actually, we can do it at $10. We'll do it at 10, just because it's fine. Let's do the GOAT at $10. So you have $10 on the 4, 6, 8, and 10. And what I was thinking was, there's enough times where these things repeat as sisters that you could be okay. Okay? So, for example, the 4 and 10. For $1, they pay 20. So, sister press. On the next hit at $20, for $1, it pays 40 and come back down to 10. Sister press and regress the outsides, like so. Now what happens? 25, 35, 45, 55, $60. I'm out there for 10, 20, 30, 40, $4. Okay, so there's your $45. You're out with profit on the 4 and 10 if that move can happen. 2 of either of them, sister press and come down, you're golden, right? On the 6 and 8, the same thing can happen. I'm going to reset all the money here. The 6 and 8, the same move can happen. Nice and easy, right? They pay $14. You can keep 2 and press them both by 1 to 18. You take $21 on the next hit, $21, and they both go back to 12. Now you're not out of the 6 and 8 are a little less powerful, but they pay for themselves that way, right? There's your $24 on the 6 and 8. Those 2 numbers paid for themselves plus one of the others. Okay. And I thought, let's just go that. And the next time they hit, so let's just take from here, the 4 and 10, again, would have paid $30 or $20, right? For the $1. Sister press. And then from this point, sister, and don't regress. Now you collect. So 20 pays 40, and it's a collect. The next time it hits, when it pays the $40, press them both. The next time they hit, one of them they collect. So if you get 2, 4, 6, 8, 4s or 10s, first time sister press, regress, sister press, collect, sister press, collect. Follow the pattern on both, right? That's what I want to do today with you. So that pattern would have done pretty good for us on 2 out of the 3 sessions. The third session, there was not a lot of 4s and 10s hit, but I found that on the short rolls, we saw a lot of 6 and 8 or 6 or 8, but never these big, huge runs. So let's play it. We're going to call that, I called this one, remember I ran this a long time ago, years ago, called it the GOAT, because I was thinking about Tom Brady, like the running game and the long passing game kind of a thing. So I thought, we'll do it today. So let's do it. Let's play it out. I'm going to put, you can't see my rack, and I'm sorry about that. You also can't see the rolls. I'm sorry, but I can't change screens from where I'm at. So we're going to go with $30 on the 6 and 8, 25 on the 4 and 10. We're going to play that exact strategy I'm just going to roll the dice here in front of myself, and we'll call it like that. So here's your Friday Follies. Again, I can't enter rolls in, so I'm just going to roll it out. So no puck. Where's my stick? Where's my stick? Here we go. We're going to come out, and again, trust me on the rolls. I'm not going to try and cheat you. Point to 6. And here we go. Let's see if we can't get a sister press and collect to kind of work. There's a 4, 3, 1, 4. So again, that'll pay 50 for 1. I'll make my rack just the middle. All right, so we'll pull 1 out of there. Let's get like 10 bucks or 20, 15 bucks in the rack. Like that. So I can press shit up, right? There's $1. Okay. Sister press. The next time a 4 or a 10 hits, if they do, we'll collect and regress at the same time. There's a 5, a 3, 2, 5. No field, 5. And we got a 4, 3, 1, 4. So we get it to work. Again, this is not going to be degen style. What do you call it? We're not going to go nuts here and do flipping it. We're going to be very careful. So that pays $100 for 2. Whoopsie. And they both come back down to base. Now I've got my 110, right? There's 110. I'm up $50 on that move. Now, if that's all the shooter did, I'd be stoked. Got my money back, and we're playing. Now we're going to go sister press, collect. We've already got profit. We would go sister press, collect as the pattern. There's a 5, 2, 7. We lose it all. Okay, 110. There's $110 out of my rack. I still have a little bit of profit, and we're going to play a new one. Puck is off. There's an 11. Yo. There's a 6, 3, 9. Center field 9. There we go. Mark it up. Mark the 9. Here we go. That's going to be a 3, 2, 5. The fever 5. No field 5. And we got a hard 4. 4 hard. 4 the hard way. Same thing. We're going to go $50 for 1. We're going to press them both. That's going to be a 3, 1 easy 4. So again, it works out. We're going to get paid $100 for 2. And I'm going to reduce these down. So I'm going to take these down. I'm going to get this quarter here as some change. We'll get 25. And I'll give $2 for the VIG. And here we go. Now again, there's 110. So we're free and clear. I've got now 75, 85 and change in profit. There's my profit stacks. There's my money back in my rack. So twice in a row, we happen to get our money back plus a little juice because it was the 4 and 10. At this point, the rhythm changes. Sister press, then collect, not regress. These two, even though they haven't hit yet, there's no need to do the up and down. We can just stay up. Okay, there's a 10, so watch. 50 for 1. They'll stay here now. And after the collect, we'll do another, if we get it lucky, we'll do a press or a collect. 6, 1, 7. It doesn't matter. That press comes down. 110 goes bye-bye. And back in we go for another 110. Now, once you pull the move, by the way, I had 110 over here, right? And I got 110 here, right? Look where we are. 110 plus 85 is 195, right? So we're basically $200 in profit if I don't keep playing, right? The conservative person who's got $1,000 to last 5 days might think about taking that money down and watching the shot happen, right? Not the worst thing you could do in where I was. Now, I didn't play this way with this kind of money, so it didn't matter. But I'm just saying, if you're down on your money, not a bad choice. Here we go. 8's the point. And we got a 9, a 5, and a 4. Center field 9 does not matter to us. Here we go. I haven't seen a 6 or 8 yet during the roll, have we? There's a 9. That's the point. Buckshot. Buckshot. Take the don'ts, pay the line. It's a 9. Here we go. Coming out roll. It is a aces on the come out. Double the field. Aces double the field. There's another 9. 5, 4. Let's go. Oh, this 110 has to go away. Sorry, that 110 was what's out there. I'm sorry. Hard 10. Hard 10. Sweet. The 4s and 10s are carrying the load, aren't they? There's 50 for 1. Let's press them up. There's a 7 out. So this time, nothing worked. And we go from being in profit to now being upside down, which kind of sucks, right? Didn't get our second hit. Welcome to craps. So we went from being up 200 bucks essentially to now being only $85. So we're down. We're down a skosh. We're down 50 bucks over here. So let's go ahead and play it out. I got to get some. Where's 110? So I got. I owe the world a quarter. I'm down $25. I'll put that over here. That's our. I'll put it actually over here in the don't. That's our negative bankroll. Here we go. Coming out. It's a 4. Well, the 4s and 10s are hot, aren't they? Hot numbers. All right, there's another 7. Oh boy. We got to go back out. I'm gonna. Now we're going upside down. Our rack over here. Our rack is now negative. Another 110 plus that quarter. So we got to fight. Can it fight back? I don't know. There's a midnight to come out. There's a 9 again. 5 and a 4. Can the even numbers do it for us? I don't know. There's a 9 again. Wow. 5, 4. Here we go. Coming out. Roll. It's another 9. 5, 4 again. The hard 9. Holy crap. It's a 10. All right, there we go. We got a 10. Finally, something happened. All right, 50 for 1. Again, all you need is one of these numbers, one of these sets of numbers to have a couple hits on it, right? Another 4, 3, 7. There's your PSO, or we're going to call that the Johnny special. Set a point, roll a number, and get out. All right, another 110 down. We're really hurting here. We got to have a miracle, right? 8. 8, 8, easy 8. Mark the 8. Here we go. I wish I could see the chats from where I am. I can't. There's a 5. Doesn't matter. There's a 9. Does not matter. Center field 9. I splashed my chips over here. Oh, jeez. And we got a 3. A 1, 2, 3. Nothing for me. Look at this horrible roll, right? Junk rolls for me. 5. 9s and 5s and everything's we're not betting on, right? There's a midnight. I'm also not on that. That's a double the field, take the come. 11, yo 11, good come, good field. Here we go. Come on, shooter. 7 out. Boy, not one. That was a 7. Not one number. Nothing. How about that? There's another 110. So boy, oh boy, we're down $300. We're down 3 shooters and a quarter. Remember, you play these games, right, with 10 shooters. You got to do this with like $1,100, right? So 3 shooters is not the end of the world. It sucks, but it's not like we're, going to cry. There we go. There's the 6, 2, 8, easy 8. Let's get her done. Hey, we got an 8, a buckshot. All right. So on the 6 and 8, they'll pay $35. You drop the dollar, so it's 36. Okay. They'll lock that up. And that's going to make the 6 and 8 both look like 18 or 28 or $48. Okay. Oh, wrong way. Wrong way, dummy. There we go. $48. That's your 6 or 8 double tap. Okay. Puck's off though. Coming out. It's our first hit we've gotten on the inside, right? It's a 5-1-6. The first 6 or 8 hit this whole time. Crazy town. All right. There's a 5, 3, 2. Again, number we don't care about. And you could do this across, right? You could totally do this across. I'm just going to show you the even numbers, but you could have these numbers playing along too. Just, more risk. 6, 1, 7 out. Oh my God. Take the lines. Pay the don't. Take the lines. 7. Loser 7. Another 110. So we have 4 shooters that were in arrears, but we started out hot and we're getting smoked right now. 10. Come on, Johnny. Come on, Johnny. Hard 6 the hard way. All right. We're going to go. I'm just going to pay it. There's the 48. There's the 48. And we do need $1 from our world over here. I'm going to take this quarter and break it down. That's our change pile. There's the $1 to make that look like 36. Here we go. Come on. Give me something besides a you know what. Hey, we did it. Look at that. We got a 6, 2, 8. Awesome. 48 pays 50. 6. regress down to 30 bucks. So sister press and come down. That's good. I'm gonna put the wins out here in the front, and we'll figure out the rack later, okay? But let's go ahead and make this look like it should. There's 25, there's 5. Okay, that's not bad, right? On a 6 or 8, look what happens, 90 bucks, right? When that move works, it's $90. Not the 110, but you're close to getting out of this hand. You won't get destroyed at least, right? Now, 516, here's the pattern is gonna change. Same thing, we'll drop $1. 35 looks like 36, they go to 48. 48 and 48. Same as before. But we're not gonna come back down. That's if we hit one here, we just don't come back. There's a hard 10 a hard way. 50 for 1. Now they're up. That's the point. Here we go. Coming out, coming out, coming out. It's a 4. I know you can't probably see it. I rolled it. Tree 1, 4. Here we go. We're all set up. We are all set up. It is a 7 out. Did not get it. We were ready. We were ready. Didn't work out. This is going to be a bunch of losers. Okay, I'm going to reset my rack. We're going to put another 110 out there. It's $110. Now we did take this money off, so we got $90 back. I can take 100 out of my thing and put $10 back over there. That's the 90 bucks. Where are we at, by the way? We are basically 4 or 5 shooters down. I'm going to make this look like a green. We're 4 shooters minus a little bit of money down. We can recover. What time is it? We have time to keep going? We have 12 minutes left. 4 hard way. Mark the point, it's a 4. There's a 5, a 3-2. There's a 9. Well, we shouldn't 5 and 9 in this, right? I'll show you on the 5 and 9 how they work too. There's a 6, or sorry, 4-2, 4-4-8 rather. Geez, a loo. Drop $1. 35 looks like 36. We're gonna press them both to 48. And here we go. In the corner, 5-2-7. Ouch. Again. Talk about the hole finder. I think Dennis might have a competition. Another 110. Boy, we're getting our asses kicked, right? Kicked, he said. 7 on the come out. And it's a 2 on the come out, aces. Take the line, pay the don't on that one. A 7 on the come out winner, winner 7. Pay the don't or pay the line, take the don'ts. There's a 6, easy 6, 5-1-6, mark it up. Here we go. 8 a hard way. All right, let's go. Drop $1. And here we go. All right, $48. $7 out. Oh my God, we are just getting destroyed over here. Good gravy, good gravy, good gravy. Gonna reset the bets. Wow. Wow. Now we got, look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full shooters. Basically 6 times we have not gotten it to work. Bring enough money for 10 shooters though, because one of these guys is gonna go off. Or it's Friday. This is exactly what happened at Palace right now. If we're on the 5 and 9 as well, we can go degen and do the 5 and 9 with it. Let's do it. We're gonna add the 5 and 9. We're gonna go 160 across. We're just gonna make it work. Here we go. We got a 7 on the come out. We're still coming out, by the way. Still coming out. 5. Points 5. Okay, here we go. We'll double tap the 5 and 9 too. All right. Come on, baby. 4 hard. 4 hard. 3 or 2, 4. 50 for 1. Double up. 11, yo, 11. 7 out. Oh, my gravy. Another 110. Boy, that's got to be, how many shooters is that now? 1, 2, 3. You guys see all the losers out there? Good Lord. Wow. I'm going to actually, I got, this 10 is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 shooters. Goodness gracious. Okay. We have 2 shooters to go. Can we make any money today? 4 hard. All right. 4 hard way. Mark it up. Here we go. 8. 8 easy 8. That's going to be $1 for 36. Let's get looking like 48. Looking like 48. I haven't gotten $1 off this table in a long time. We have 7 out on almost every shooter. Getting 2 of us, 7 out again. Getting anybody to make more than 1 roll here is like torturous. This is crazy town. My goodness. All right, last shooter. That's it. This is our 10 shooter bankroll. There's another 110. Good Lord. Can this be the one? 4 hard. Where was that a minute ago? Come on. 8. Hard 8. 4, 4 square pair. I need to get $1 out of here. So there's the 4 change. These look like 36. All right. Or 40, 48 rather. Okay, let's go. Come on. Come on. 6. 6. That's good. Again, 55, 56 bucks. And they can come back. Hey, we finally got a win. Whew. Wow. All right, there's a nickel. There's a quarter. And it's 90 bucks coming back, baby. Here comes the recovery train. Shooter 10 is going to be the recovery train. Actually, that's got to go here. I'll put the 90 bucks here. 90. Sorry, put the money in the wrong spot. It was $92. Okay, that was a profit. I'm going to mix it up with all the donations we made. Okay, 4, 4, 2, 2, 4. 50 for 1. Let's get them. 5. On the 5. Mark that 5. Here we go. Come on, dude. 8. Hey, hey. All right. The 8 and 6. Drop the $1. They'll look like 48. And they will not be coming back. They're going to stay there. So 48 pays 56. 55, 56 bucks. That's a collect. First time we regressed. The second time we collect. I'm going to make this a mystery. Stack them up straight so you can't see how much money's there. 4. All right. That's great. They were pressed up. That's going to be 100 for 1. Actually, for 2, rather. All right. Did I pay the 100? There's the 100. Okay, and they will come back down. They'll start the little process, right? There's an 8 again, $56. I'm not sure what that was, but 56, 55, $56 on the 8 and the 6. Now we press them up. So I'll probably take them both just to, like this. We're going to both to 60 and take some money back. Just as an easier press to make. You can go to 72. We can do that. Let's make them 72. 60, 72. That's fine. Get 90 bucks out of it when they hit again. All right, here we go. Again, they pressed up. The next time they would be collecting. That's a 9, a 5, and a 4. That'll pay $35. 25, 35. And what I'll probably do here is get those as reds. And we'll press them both by 15 and take a nickel back because it's fun. All right, we got a 9, 5, and a 4. Rolled it, 5, 4. So again, sister press. Now we're gonna take the hit and come on back down. That pays 56, and they're back down to a quarter. Now the 5 and 9 are on the no more regression plan. There's the 8. It's going to pay 91. Okay, now we pressed this time last time, so this is a collect. The next time we'll press, you'd have your rack, you'd have a little note in your rack what to do. All right, here we go. 72 pays 91. All right, now we're going to press them both up. This might need a power press, but there's a quarter. There's a quarter. So 100, I'm going to make nickels out of that one. 120. I'm going to take 2 nickels out of here and make it look like 120 each. Now we're going to be on normal looking bets for the 6 and 8. Okay. They both went to 120. Next time, it's a collect. Still on a point of 5. I think the point's 5. There's 5 gets hit. Puck will be off. Come on. Puck is off. But that pays 35. Okay. Up by 15. Up by 15. Actually, we'll just do them and take back a nickel. I paid myself too much. Puck's off. Coming out. There's midnight. Nobody cares. There's an 8. We're on the 8. All right, let's do it. There's the 7. Okay, it rolled on me, but it was a 5-2-7. So we'll lose outs out here. But let's see if we recovered. How much did we recover back? Decent little run right there, right? It wasn't even a great roll. It was just kind of an okay-ish roll. Maybe a, 10 to 12 roller. But we did get some repeats. Let's color up. That's going to be $5, $10, $15, or $14 in white. With the reds, there's 5 reds. That's 3 quarters. With our quarters, we have, there's 100, 1, 2, 3. All right, so in that shooter, we made 400, 75, 480, 484, okay? If I take the 484 out of what's over here, the losses, 1, 2, 3, 400, 25, 470, 450, 475, 484 out of the losses pile. Our net loss is whatever's left over there. So for the day, that session would have lost this. 500 and change, 535 bucks. Okay. Last shooter got it done at. We had all those shitty rolls in the middle of it, right? But the last shooter did okay. And again, it wasn't a great shooter, right? But it recovered us enough to be like, okay, that was, decent. I think that's actually kind of neat to see like a little bit of an okay roll did well. I think the sister press and regress and then sister press collect maneuver has some merit to it. So it's an interesting way to approach, but again, you're going to get all those teeny tiny rolls. What are you going to do, right? There's no way to survive that for the most part. Let's get back over here. Let's get back over here and we'll just get out and have a good day. So let's see, I got to get this screen right here. Let's see, where's new screen? Boom. All right. Shooter 10 recovered me halfway. Now, and again, that shooter wasn't even that good, Leon. I mean, it was an okay shooter. It wasn't a great shooter. Again, it was in the teens probably, right? But when you catch that rhythm where it's 6 or 8, 6 or 8, 4 or 10, 4 or 10, it's easy, right? Press them both, regress them both. Press them both, collect. Press them both, collect. Press them both, collect. Every other roll, you're bringing back a bunch of money. It's kind of cool when you get a couple. What I noticed in Vegas was that on, again, 3 out of the 4 sessions, that happened all the time. There was lots of 4s and 10s or lots of 6s or 8s. You can pull that move off quite a bit, right? Only on the really ugly rolls were you missing out on that, right? And of course, here we got no 5. Once I switched over, no 5s and 9s came. But anyway, interesting way to play, right? Yeah, play the pass line and come back with no odds until you shoot. Like, honest to God, the Horseman is the way. I'm telling you, the Horseman is the way to survive. If you really want to shoot and bet only on yourself, play the Horseman. Don't couple of come bets, done. You're going to tie most of the time. right? Or you're going to get a little bit up. It's a good way to go. And just keep stacking it up $25, $15 at a time. And who cares? Who cares, right? If the roll happens, the roll happens. You can always jump into a good roll, right? Like as an example, I can't change screen, but as an example, on the Horseman, if it goes, 25 on the don't and a $15 come bet and we get a 7, right? That's $40. Put it over here. You do it again, the next shooter. Maybe you get a come bet to set and they 7 out. Okay, you get a quarter on the pass. Now you got 40 plus 25. The next shooter, if you want to, if it's you, that 45 or whatever you got, the $70 you got sitting there, that can be your inside play on yourself. You're funding yourself for later. You're kind of earning a little bit of money so you can play some more aggressive right side stuff on yourself when the time is right. But you got to survive. You just got to survive. Speaking of, by the way, you're going to love this. Speaking of the Horseman, I'll leave you with one final thought. You ready? I got to change the screen. Hold on. Me with Keynote. There we go. All right. One final thought before, and I can do some Q&A too if you want to, but I've got to tell you this. Starting next Wednesday, there's going to be a new show in town. David from Casino Quest and myself are going to do a show together every Wednesday. First one this week coming up. It's going to be called DVP. You can consider that to be David versus Pro Craps or dealer versus player. Basically, I'll be bringing him a strategy like the Horseman that he'll probably hate. And I'm going to teach him how to play it. He's going to set it up. He's going to deal it out. We're going to discuss and argue about the merits of it or the demerits of it. And then we're going to roll it out and play Crapsy together. So we're going to deconstruct a dealer and player view of a strategy and why you would do or not do certain things. We'll have a little bit of debate, and then we're going to go at it and roll it out with the Craps thing. So look for David versus John or DVP or whatever you want to term that coming up next Wednesday. Also coming up, I think this weekend, are we doing a Craps chat? I think we are. We haven't really locked it in, but I think we're doing a Craps chat on Sunday. So with that said, y'all, happy Friday. Good to be back. Sorry for the technical glitches as always, but that's all she wrote. I'll see y'all Sunday and Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.